Public Information Officer for the City of Jackson, Aaron Dimmock. Hi, Aaron.
Hello, Bart.
Good to see you.
How's it
Welcome
going?
back. It's going great. How about you? How's your summer going?
Excellent. It's been busy.
Yeah. Now you're getting into running. Have you done a half marathon yet?
I'm doing triathlons.
Triathlons.
Yeah,
Oh my
so-
gosh.
Swimming, biking, running.
Hmm. Have you done some this summer?
I've done 2 so far, and I'm going to be doing one later in August, and then maybe in September as well.
Wow. So how have you done?
Excellent. I've been lucky enough to place in my division, so I'm very happy about that.
Nice.
It's nice to do a triathlon and complete it, but then when you can place and get a medal, that's even better too.
Yeah, I would say because there's a bunch of people that set out to do a triathlon, and if they don't complete leg 1 or leg 2 in the allotted time, they're done, right?
Mm-hmm. Right.
So you've made it through all 3 legs.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep. So it's a half-mile swim, and then a 12.4 mile bike, and then a 3.1 mile run, all in quick succession. And then they even time you how long it takes to go from one sport to another. So how long it takes to get off the bike and put your shoes on and get running. So
Which is the harder transition?
going from biking to running is very hard. You have to remind your body that you have legs that you need to run on, and you're no longer on a bike. So that's something I practice for sure.
What's your favorite, swimming, biking, or running?
Swimming is my favorite for sure.
And they've been all in lakes.
Yeah, the first one I did, the Hawk Island Triathlon in Lansing, and that was Hawk Island Lake, I think it is. It's at the Hawk Island Park, and that's in Lansing. And then I was in Grand Haven in July, and I was in Lake Michigan. And then coming up here pretty soon, I'm going to be at Ludington in Lake Michigan.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Well, good luck.
Thank you.
Thanks for taking time out from your busy training schedule to be here
Exactly.
today. All right, so we got a lot going on. The lead service replacement is it's happening as we speak.
It's really ramping up. We have a dedicated crew from the Department of Public Works that is doing the swapping out of lead lines full time, and they do it 4 days a week, and they've gotten really quick at it, so they can do up to 3 homes a day. So we're really happy to be increasing this after years of planning to really kick it up.
So that's before and after?
That's right. So the blue line there is the new line that we put in when the lead is taken out. So what we're doing first is our strategy is to do partial replacements. So when I talk about partial replacements, that means that only a portion of the service line is made of lead. So it's not as if we're only replacing part of the lead, we're removing all of the lead, but we are doing those first because there are some properties when they redid the water main and dug up the street, they did take out part of the lead, but some of it was left over. So
Get
we're
the
hitting
lead out.
those properties first, and right now we have crews on the northeast side on Bates and Seymour Street, and they're working through those properties that have partial lead replacements. And the good thing about that is we don't have to dig up the entire street or the sidewalk or people's front yards. We can actually just remove a portion of the sidewalk or the driveway, and it can be done relatively quickly too.
So how do you know what's lead? Just from looking at it?
We have very detailed records of every property in the city. So it'll tell us what your service line is made out of and when it was replaced and everything like that. So thankfully we have really good records of all of our properties in the city. So we identify which ones need partial replacements, and we're doing those first. So since getting started, I believe in March or April, that crew has done around 80 replacements and going to be continuing through November.
How many in all need to be done?
So when we started this, there were 11,300 lead service lines. And just a ballpark number, I believe we've done about 500 since then. So we're looking at around 10,800-ish that we have left to do. Of course, this is not going to be done overnight or in 1 year. We're looking at doing this for about 25 years. So this is going to be something that we're going to be living with for a while, for the next 25 to 30 years, however long it's going to take. And that's just because it's such a massive undertaking. We're talking about we have nearly 11,000 left that we have to do. It's going to take some time because we do have to dig it up and replace it and everything like that. So what you can do to help out is if you're contacted by Public Works, we ask that you please work with them as efficiently as you can, because that is just going to make the process quicker for you and your neighbors as well.
Yeah, I think the state has given municipalities until 2045, somewhere around there, to get everything done.
Yeah, we've been crunching the numbers for Jackson as to what we think is realistic. I think we're looking at perhaps up to 30 years. It could be done a lot sooner than that, but we're just trying to keep our residents in the know about what this is going to take. And thankfully, these replacements that we're doing right now with the partial lead lines, these are covered by American Rescue Plan funds. So we're using money from the federal government. So sometimes people don't want to work with us because they think it's going to bring an extra cost. But pleased to say that these partial lead line replacements are being covered by the federal government through the city. So it comes at no extra cost to you.
No assessment to the homeowner?
That's correct.
None?
That's right.
All right.
So what we're looking at doing is using American Rescue Plan funds and then the money generated from water and sewer rate increases. So I guess you could say in some terms that, you know, money is coming directly from the residents, but it's not as if people are getting an extra assessment to pay for it.
And you'll return the property, if the sidewalk breaks, you'll put it back to, you'll fix it?
Yeah, the same crew does restoration, and they will pour new concrete, and they'll repair your yard if it's dug up, and they'll even put in grass seed.
All right.
Yeah.
Your street's closed.
That's right.
Yes.
It's been quiet there on Southwest.
Yesterday, you started a closure for, I think you're doing two different projects with this one street closure.
That's right. So Southwest Avenue from Kibbe and Griswold all the way down to the 4th Street roundabout, that is closed, so you can't get through if you're just trying to make your way through there. It's open to residents only, such as myself. And what we're doing there is 2 different projects. Number one is that trail intersection of the MLK Equality Trail that you're looking at right there at Southwest. That is getting redesigned because we are going to start resurfacing the trail and start doing a section of the trail. It's going to be widened and have a concrete surface. So we're going to be doing that here pretty soon. So the trail from Prospect Street to West Avenue is going to be totally replaced. It's going to be a concrete trail, and it's going to be 12 foot wide. So to accommodate the crossing at Southwest, we have to do some work there. So that's why we're closing the street. And then on top of that, we are resurfacing certain patches of the street just so we can keep it at its best.
All right. How long is that going to be closed?
We're looking at 2 weeks.
Okay. So school, it'll open before school starts.
That's the idea, yeah.
All right. Tuesday is election day. Are
That's
people
right.
voting? Have some ballots been turned in already?
I would imagine so, yeah. We have 2 absentee ballot drop boxes, and just in recent years, we've seen a really big increase in people using absentee ballots. So that's something that has been expanded through various efforts, including the pandemic and different efforts from the state. Ballot initiatives have expanded access to absentee ballots. So almost every election, we see more people using absentee ballots. But of course, polling places are going to be open for those who like to vote in person, such as myself. I like the excitement of voting on election day. So polls are going to be open from 7 a.m. to 8 p.m. And we have a polling place for each ward in the city. So that is the mayoral primary. So that's going to be happening this upcoming Tuesday. And what happens there is we have 3 candidates who are running for mayor, and then the top 2 candidates will move on to November, and then they'll be decided in that race. So that's the only thing on the ballot in the city of Jackson.
And the 3 of the council seats are up for election, but no primary opposition. There's 2 candidates, though.
Right.
The top 2, those are them. They'll go head-to-head in November.
That's right. So wards 2, 4, and 6, that'll be decided in November.
You're looking for a future Harold White Award winner.
That's right. So we're getting back in the swing of things with Harold White. And the awards did not happen during the pandemic, and they happened, we brought them back last year, and we're doing it again this year. So if you know anyone who's making a difference in volunteering, diversity, and inclusion in the Jackson community, you can nominate them for the Harold White Senior Awards. And we ask that you do those submissions by Tuesday, August 15th. And then they will be unveiled at the awards breakfast on September 27th, and it's happening at the King Center this year. So if there is someone that you do want to nominate, you can go to the city website, cityofjackson.org, and go to the Human Resources section, Human Relations Commission section, and you can find the nomination form there.
All right. We have a park that is under construction, being reconfigured, pretty major reconfiguration.
There's a lot of optimism about Optimus Park.
Yeah, or as some people call it, the Burger King park.
Right, or the basketball. People probably
Yeah.
know it from driving by and watching people play basketball. So there's probably been a lot of curious people driving on Northwest Avenue, seeing this construction. And what is happening there is the park is essentially being shifted south. What happened there is there was some property that was owned by the city that's adjacent to the park. It was never official park property, and that has been sold to a developer. So that's going to be where new businesses are going to sprout up. So it's actually a really good thing for the community. Not only are we going to get new business opportunities, more jobs, this park is also going to be reshaped because of that. So the sale was around $1.5 million, and the money that the city generated from that, that's going to go to reinvest in this park and the reshaping of the park. And then it's also going to go to the Booze Recreation Center to do some renovations there. So the basketball court is going to be there still. It's just going to be shifted south. And then there's going to be new landscaping features and a new playground as well. So it's really a great opportunity to redo a park.
Yeah, and there are people that have been looking at the what will remain as commercial space between the park and the Burger King, but it's not going to be a Chick-fil-A.
I've heard a lot of different things about what
Yeah.
could be going in there, but I don't have anything official. That's kind of up to the developer and what kind of businesses they can attract.
All right, and one more thing, a new sculpture went up on the MLK Equality Trail last
That's
week.
right. So a lot of people probably see that on the Falling Waters Trail there is art, and now on the city's iteration of that, the MLK Equality Trail, we now have our own public art. So that's really great to see, and it's also excellent to see more public art spread all over Jackson, not just in certain areas. So we have that on South MLK Drive off the MLK Equality Trail. And that's just the start of more good things to come. There's going to be a sculpture in the center of the roundabout at MLK and Morel that's going to be installed later this month.
Oh, wow,
Mhm.
okay, cool. Thanks for all the updates.
Yes, thanks for having me.
The City of Jackson PIO, Public Information Officer, Aaron Dimick. Up next, we have